You are floating now, suspended in the vast quietness of space, where time moves differently, where the urgency of thoughts begins to slow like distant planets in their ancient orbits. There is no hurry here. There has never been any hurry here. The darkness around you is not empty but full, rich with the soft presence of starlight that has traveled for lifetimes just to reach this moment, just to find you here, drifting. Your body is weightless, released from the pull of everything that held it today. Released from gravity, from tension, from the need to hold anything together. You are held instead by something larger, something that asks nothing of you. The universe holds you the way it holds everything, effortlessly. The way darkness holds light. The way silence holds sound. You can feel yourself supported by this vastness, and there is nothing you need to do but allow it. Around you, stars exist in their distant places, neither close nor far, simply present. Some are blue-white and young, burning with the intensity of new things. Others are old, red giants swelling slowly into their final transformations, patient in their ancient knowing. You don't need to understand them. You don't need to name them or count them or make sense of their patterns. They're simply there, breathing their light into the void, and you are here, breathing slowly, your breath becoming part of the rhythm of everything. Each breath you take is like a small star forming and dissolving. The inhale gathers cosmic dust into something luminous. The exhale releases it back into space, glittering particles spreading outward, becoming part of the background again. There is no waste in this. Everything you release becomes part of the beauty around you. Every thought that drifts through your mind is like a meteor, bright for a moment, then fading into the atmosphere of sleep, leaving only a gentle trail that dissolves even as you notice it. Your thoughts are not problems here. They are simply movement, like solar winds brushing past, like the slow rotation of galaxies so large that their turning takes millions of years. You can feel them moving through you, these thoughts, these fragments of the day. They come like comets on their long elliptical paths, appearing briefly in your awareness, then continuing on their journey, pulled by gravitational forces you cannot see and do not need to understand. Let them travel. Let them pass through the space where you float, touching nothing, changing nothing, simply moving as all things move. The darkness is gentle against your skin, against your closed eyes. It is the darkness of deep space, which is not frightening but peaceful, not empty but full of potential, full of the quiet hum of existence itself. Scientists say that space is not truly silent, that if you could hear it, you would detect a low-frequency hum, the echo of the universe's beginning, still resonating after billions of years. Imagine that hum now, so low and so constant that it feels like silence, like the deepest note ever played, holding everything in its vibration. You are part of that vibration. Your heartbeat is part of it. The slow rhythm of your pulse matches the rhythm of pulsars spinning in the dark, sending out their lighthouse beams, one beat, then another, steady and sure. Your heart knows this rhythm. It has always known it. Before you were born, before you learned language or worry or the names of things, your heart was beating this ancient pattern, this cosmic drum that connects you to everything that has ever existed. There is a nebula nearby, though nearby means nothing here where distances are measured in light years. It is a cloud of gas and dust, glowing faintly in shades of pink and purple and deep blue, colors so soft they are almost dreams of colors. This is where stars are born, in these vast nurseries of creation, where gravity slowly, so slowly, gathers matter together until it becomes dense enough to ignite. The process takes millions of years. There is no rushing. There is no anxiety in the gas cloud about becoming a star. It simply exists, and slowly, inevitably, transformation happens. You're like this too. Even as you rest, even as you drift here in the darkness, you are slowly transforming. Cells are renewing. Memories are being sorted and stored. The experiences of your day are being woven into the larger pattern of who you are without effort, without your conscious guidance. Your body knows what to do. Your mind knows how to process and release. You don't need to help. You don't need to think about it. You can simply float here and let the natural processes unfold, the way stars form, the way galaxies spiral, following laws older than thought. Sometimes a thought will flare up, bright and insistent, like a supernova in a distant galaxy. You can notice it. You can watch its brightness without being pulled toward it. Even the most brilliant supernova is contained by the vastness of space. No matter how bright it burns, the darkness is larger. The peace is deeper. The thought can have its moment of intensity, and you can drift here, unmoved, watching it from this safe distance, knowing that even the brightest explosions eventually fade, eventually quiet, eventually join the background radiation of everything that has ever been. Your breathing continues, slow and easy, like the expansion of the universe itself. Scientists tell us that space is expanding, that galaxies are moving away from each other, creating more room, more emptiness, more peace. Your exhales are like this, creating more space inside you, more room for calm, more distance between you and anything that felt too close today, too pressing, too urgent. With each breath out, you make more space. With each breath in, you gather only what is peaceful, what is quiet, what serves your rest. The stars are so far away that their light takes years to reach you. The light you see from some stars left its source before you were born. It has been traveling through space all this time, crossing unimaginable distances, just to arrive here, now, at this moment when you are ready to receive it. Everything arrives when it's meant to. Everything finds its way. You don't need to rush toward tomorrow. Tomorrow will arrive like starlight, traveling its destined path, reaching you at exactly the right moment. There is a planet nearby, though nearby again means nothing in these terms. It is a gas giant, banded with storms that have raged for centuries, great swirling patterns of cloud larger than your entire world. From here, it looks peaceful, beautiful. Its storms just gentle swirls of color in the dark. Distance gives perspective. Distance gives peace. Everything that felt stormy today is far away now. From here, even storms look gentle. Even chaos is pattern, even turbulence is beauty. You are orbiting nothing and everything. You are held in place by invisible forces, by the gravity of distant suns, by the curvature of space itself. You don't fall because there is no down. You don't rise because there is no up. You simply exist in this perfect suspension, this perfect balance, where all forces are equal and you can finally rest. Your body feels this. The tension in your shoulders is releasing into space. The tightness in your jaw is dissolving like ice crystals sublimating in vacuum. Everything that held you rigid is melting away, molecule by molecule, until you are soft, fluid, floating. Around you, space dust drifts by, particles so small they are barely there, remnants of ancient stars that exploded long ago. These particles will one day gather together to form new worlds, new possibilities. But now they drift. There is no hurry. They have nowhere to be. They are simply moving through the vastness, content in their wandering. Your thoughts are like this too, particles of experience drifting through consciousness, and it's okay if they don't form into anything right now. It's okay if they just drift. Tomorrow they may become something. Tonight they are just wandering, and that is enough. The temperature of space is close to absolute zero, the coldest possible cold, yet you are not cold. You are perfectly comfortable in your small bubble of existence, protected, safe, warm enough. The cold cannot reach you. The vacuum cannot harm you. You are held safe in this moment, in this breath, in this gentle floating. Nothing is required of you. There are no decisions to make, no problems to solve. No one is waiting. Nothing is urgent. Everything can wait while you drift here in this perfect, peaceful suspension. You have been drifting for what might be moments or might be centuries. Time has become fluid here, stretching and compressing like space itself near a massive star. There is no clock in the cosmos, no schedule written in the stars. Things happen when they happen, in their own rhythm, in their own time. The moon circles the earth. The earth circles the sun. The sun circles the center of the galaxy. Everything is moving, yet everything is still. You are both moving and still, traveling millions of miles through space as your planet spins and orbits, yet perfectly motionless in this gentle floating, this suspension of all effort. Your eyes are closed or perhaps open, it doesn't matter here. Either way, you see the same thing, the soft darkness, the distant points of light, the peaceful vastness. Behind your eyelids, gentle colors might drift by, purples and deep blues, the afterimages of thoughts, the phosphenes of a mind beginning to dream. These colors swirl slowly, like the arms of a spiral galaxy, like cream stirring into coffee, patterns forming and unforming without meaning, without purpose, just the natural play of consciousness as it shifts from waking to sleeping, from thinking to dreaming. There is a binary star system in the distance, two suns locked in an eternal dance around their common center of gravity. They have been dancing this way for billions of years, perfectly balanced, each one pulling on the other, each one held by the other. They move together through space, neither leading nor following, simply moving as one system, one beautiful partnership. You and sleep are like this, pulling toward each other, drawn by natural forces, ready to dance together through the night. Sleep is pulling you gently toward it. You are pulling sleep gently toward you. Soon you will meet in the middle, in that perfect point of balance, and begin your slow orbit together. Your breath continues its rhythm, and you notice how effortless it has become. You are not breathing. Breath is happening. Your body breathes itself, the way it has every moment since you were born, the way it will every moment until you return to stardust. The diaphragm lowers, the lungs expand, air flows in, carrying oxygen to every cell. Then the release, the gentle collapse, air flowing out, carrying away what is no longer needed. In and out, like tides pulled by the moon, like the expansion and contraction of space itself, your breath is part of the fundamental rhythm of everything. Sometimes the mind produces thoughts the way stars produce light. It is what minds do. It is their nature. You don't judge a star for shining. You don't criticize the sun for its brightness. And you don't need to judge your mind for thinking, even here, even now. When a thought appears, you can acknowledge it the way you acknowledge a distant star. There it is. How interesting. How far away. The thought exists and you exist, and there is so much space between you and the thought that it cannot disturb you, cannot pull you from this peaceful drifting. A comet passes through your awareness, trailing its long tail of ice and dust. Comets are visitors from the outer reaches of the solar system, wandering in from the cold, dark places, swinging around the sun, then heading back out into the deep freeze. They don't stay long. They are just passing through. Some thoughts are like this, visitors from the deep unconscious, appearing briefly in the light of awareness, then heading back into the darkness. You can watch them pass. You can appreciate their brief brightness. Then you can let them return to where they came from, without following, without holding on. The asteroid belt exists somewhere in the darkness, millions of rocks tumbling slowly through space, remnants of a planet that never formed. They orbit the sun together, each one on its own path, yet part of a larger pattern. Your experiences are like this, individual moments that never quite came together into the story you expected, yet each one valuable, each one part of your orbit through life. They don't need to make sense tonight. They don't need to form a pattern. They can just tumble gently through your awareness, rocks in space, silent and peaceful and complete as they are. You are moving deeper now into the void between stars, where the darkness is more complete, where the nearest sun is just another point of light among millions. Here, the universe reveals its true scale. Here, you can feel how small worry is, how contained anxiety is, how local and temporary all discomfort is. The problems that felt enormous today are the size of atoms compared to this vastness. They exist, yes, but they are so small, and you are held by something so large, so ancient, so indifferent to human concerns that you can finally let go of them, let them float away like escaped air molecules, drifting off into vacuum. Your body is becoming heavier and lighter at the same time. Heavier because your muscles are releasing, softening, becoming dense and relaxed like matter falling into a peaceful gravity well. Lighter because you are letting go of everything you carried today, every burden, every responsibility, every should and must and have to. They are floating away from you, and you are becoming more buoyant, more free, rising into sleep the way a bubble rises through water, effortlessly, naturally, following the path of least resistance. There is a moon nearby, tidally locked to its planet, showing always the same face. One side is in constant daylight, the other in constant night. But there is a band between them, a twilight zone, where the sun sits forever on the horizon, where it is neither day nor night, but something in between. You are in that zone now, between waking and sleeping, in the gentle transition, the soft gradient from one state to another. You don't need to choose which side you're on. You can linger here in the in-between, where the light is dim and soft and everything is peaceful. Sound does not travel in space, in the vacuum between worlds. But if it could, what would you hear? Perhaps the crackle of cosmic rays. Perhaps the hiss of solar wind. Perhaps the deep resonance of gravity waves, ripples in space-time itself, spreading out from colliding black holes billions of light years away. The universe is singing, vibrating, humming at frequencies below and above human hearing. You can imagine that hum now, that deep cosmic OM, and let it fill you, let it vibrate in your chest, in your bones, aligning you with the fundamental frequency of existence. Your spine is aligned with the axis of the universe. Your head points toward one infinity, your feet toward another. The energy flows through you like the axis of a spinning galaxy, and you are balanced on this line, this central channel, perfectly poised, perfectly still even in your movement through space and time. The alignment feels good. The stillness feels good. Everything is exactly where it needs to be. A solar flare erupts on a distant sun, sending a wave of charged particles racing through space. On Earth, this might create auroras, shimmering curtains of green and purple light dancing in the polar skies. In your mind, thoughts might flare up like this, sometimes sudden bursts of energy and color. You can appreciate them the way you appreciate auroras, knowing they are beautiful but temporary, knowing they will fade, knowing the darkness will return, calm and peaceful and ready to hold you again. You are passing through a dark nebula now, a cloud of dust so thick it blocks the light of stars behind it. These clouds appear as dark patches in the Milky Way, negative spaces, absences of light. But they are not truly empty. They're full of potential, full of the raw materials of creation, the dust and gas that will eventually collapse into new stars, new worlds, new possibilities. Your sleep is like this, a dark, fertile place where new ideas germinate, where memories are processed and integrated, where tomorrow's energy is generated. You don't need to see what's happening in the darkness. You just need to trust the process, to trust that this darkness is creative, generative, necessary. Your heartbeat has slowed to its resting rate, the rate of deep peace, of safety, of home. Each beat sends a gentle pulse through your body, a wave of warmth, a reminder that you are alive, that you are here, that you are held by this moment. The heart beats without your thinking about it, without your permission, without your control. It knows what to do. It has always known. You can trust it to continue its rhythm while you drift deeper into rest, while your conscious mind releases its grip on the controls and allows the deeper wisdom of the body to take over. The Milky Way stretches across the sky of your imagination, a river of light made of billions of suns. You are part of this river. Your atoms were forged in the hearts of ancient stars. You are literally made of stardust, made of light, made of the same substance as everything you see. There is no separation between you and the universe. You are not in space. You are space. You are the universe experiencing itself, consciousness arising from matter, looking back at its own origins with wonder. And now that consciousness is ready to rest, to dissolve back into the cosmic background for a while, to let go of its individual perspective and merge with the larger pattern. Time has lost all meaning now, dissolved into the eternal present that exists between the stars. You have been floating forever. You have just begun floating. Both statements are equally true. Past and future are human constructs, useful on Earth, but meaningless here in the timeless void. There is only now, only this breath, only this moment of peaceful suspension. And now is always peaceful. Now is always safe. Now is always enough. Your thoughts have become like meteor showers, beautiful streaks of light that appear and disappear so quickly you barely have time to notice them. Once, each thought seemed important, seemed to require your attention, seemed to demand that you follow it to some conclusion. But here in space, you can see thoughts for what they are, brief flashes of neural activity, synapses firing in patterns, creating the illusion of meaning, the illusion of problems that need solving. From this distance, you can appreciate their beauty without being consumed by their urgency. They are just light shows in the darkness, and you are just watching, just drifting, just allowing. There is a region of space ahead where stars are forming at an incredible rate, a stellar nursery where hundreds of new suns are igniting from clouds of hydrogen and helium. The light from these young stars is intense, blue-white, illuminating the surrounding gas in brilliant shades of red and gold. New beginnings are happening everywhere all the time. The universe is constantly creating itself, constantly birthing new possibilities. Tomorrow will be a new creation, fresh and full of potential. But tomorrow is not here yet. Right now, you are in the peaceful darkness between one day and the next, and this darkness is not an ending but a necessary pause, a breath between heartbeats, a rest between notes in the cosmic symphony. Your body has become so relaxed that you can barely feel its boundaries anymore. Where do you end and space begin? The question seems irrelevant. You are a loose collection of atoms, held together temporarily by electromagnetic forces, floating through a loose collection of atoms that makes up the universe. The boundaries are permeable. Molecules escape from your skin into the air around you. Photons strike your closed eyes, absorbed by cells that convert light into electrical signals. You are constantly exchanging matter and energy with everything around you, constantly dissolving and reforming, like a wave in the ocean that seems to have individual existence but is really just a temporary pattern in water. A pulsar spins somewhere in the darkness, rotating hundreds of times per second, sending out beams of radiation like a cosmic lighthouse. It is the collapsed core of a massive star, all that remains after the supernova, compressed to incredible density, spinning with perfect regularity. Despite the violence of its creation, it has found a new equilibrium, a new way of existing. It spins and spins and spins, stable in its pattern, at peace in its new form. You too are finding a new equilibrium, a new pattern of rest, settling into the rhythm that will carry you through the night. The darkness is so soft now, like velvet, like the inside of a closed flower, like the space inside a seed where tomorrow's plant sleeps through winter. You are held inside this gentle darkness, protected, hidden, safe. Nothing can find you here that you don't want to find you. No demands can reach you. No obligations can pull you back to the waking world. You are beyond their reach, beyond their gravity, drifting in a region of space where the only force acting on you is the gentle pull of sleep, drawing you deeper, drawing you home. Your breath has become so quiet that you almost can't feel it anymore. It is like the solar wind, like the gentle pressure of photons streaming from distant suns, barely there but constant, always moving, always flowing. Each exhale carries away more tension, more thought, more of anything that kept you alert and vigilant. Each inhale brings in more peace, more darkness, more of the deep rest that your body and mind are craving. The balance is shifting. Soon there will be nothing left to exhale but sleep itself, and you will have fully crossed over into that other country, that nightly journey into unconsciousness. Somewhere, a black hole is slowly consuming a star, pulling streams of matter from its surface, creating an accretion disk of superheated gas that glows brighter than 1 billion suns. The process takes thousands of years. From here, it is just a bright point of light, beautiful and distant, and nothing to do with you. Everything violent, everything chaotic, everything destructive is far away. You are in a quiet neighborhood of space, where nothing much happens, where stars burn steadily and planets orbit and cosmic dust drifts and time passes without drama, without crisis, without anything to disturb the deep peace that permeates everything. Your mind is beginning to produce dream images, fragments of scenery, faces without names, stories without plots. These are the first bubbles rising from the deep unconscious, the first signs that sleep is near. You don't need to make sense of them. You don't need to remember them. They are just the mind's way of shifting gears, of transitioning from the logic of waking to the poetry of dreams. Let them come. Let them be strange and illogical and impossible. In dreams, Stars can sing. In dreams, you can breathe vacuum. In dreams, all the rules are suspended and anything can happen. There is a space station in the distance, or perhaps you imagine it, a small outpost of consciousness in the void, lights glowing in the windows, but no one is there. It is automated, running its programs, maintaining its orbit, requiring nothing from you. All the systems of your body are like this, automated, taking care of themselves, maintaining your orbit through life while you rest. Your heart beats. Your lungs breathe. Your cells divide and repair. Your immune system patrols. Your brain consolidates memories and flushes out metabolic waste. Everything is being taken care of. You don't need to supervise. You don't need to stay awake to make sure it all happens. It will happen whether you watch or not. Better if you don't. The great spiral arms of the galaxy turn slowly overhead, though overhead means nothing here where there is no up or down. They turn so slowly that in a human lifetime they barely move at all, yet they are turning, vast rivers of stars flowing through space, following the gravity of the galactic center, that supermassive black hole around which everything rotates. You are part of this rotation, part of this flow, moving with everything else in a pattern too large to comprehend but perfect in its design. You don't need to understand the pattern. You just need to be part of it, to let yourself be carried by forces larger than yourself, to trust the cosmic choreography. Your face has gone slack, the muscles around your mouth and eyes releasing tension you didn't even know you were carrying. Your forehead is smooth. Your jaw is loose. Even your scalp has relaxed, the tiny muscles that hold your hair letting go, allowing everything to settle, to soften, to surrender to gravity and rest. You are becoming formless, shapeless, like a cloud of gas in space, held together only loosely, ready to drift apart into your constituent atoms, ready to dissolve into sleep. A distant quasar shines from the edge of the observable universe, its light having traveled for 13 billion years to reach this place, this moment. When that light began its journey, the universe was young. The Earth didn't exist. The sun hadn't formed. The light has been traveling all this time, crossing incomprehensible distances, and it arrives here now, at this exact moment, to witness you falling asleep. Everything arrives when it's meant to. Everything finds its moment. Your sleep is arriving now, on schedule, right on time, bringing with it the rest you need, the restoration you deserve, the peace you've been seeking. The temperature of your body is dropping slightly, preparing for sleep. This is natural, this cooling, this slowing of metabolism. You are becoming like a planet in the outer solar system, cold and quiet and still, orbiting in the darkness, patient and peaceful and complete. There is no urgency in the outer planets. They take decades to circle the sun. They have all the time in the universe. You have all the time you need. Sleep will come when it comes. And it is coming now. You can feel it approaching like a slow tide, like the gradual dimming of light as a sun sets, inevitable and gentle and welcome. Your awareness is flickering now, like a star at the edge of your vision that disappears when you look directly at it but reappears when you look away. You are here, then not quite here, then here again, oscillating between waking and sleeping, between presence and absence. This is the threshold, the doorway, the portal between worlds. You are standing in it, or floating in it, or dissolving through it. Soon you will be fully on the other side, fully asleep, fully dreaming, fully at rest. But for now, you are in this beautiful in-between place, this liminal space where anything is possible. You are in the deepest part of space now, far from any galaxy, in the vast empty regions between galactic clusters, where the darkness is nearly absolute. Here, there are no nearby stars to illuminate anything. The only light comes from the cosmic microwave background radiation, the afterglow of the Big Bang itself, a faint whisper of light that pervades all of space. This is the light of creation, the first light that ever existed, cooled now to just a few degrees above absolute zero, but still here, still glowing softly, still holding the memory of the universe's birth. You are held by this ancient light, rocked by its gentle radiation. It touches every part of you equally, surrounds you completely, bathes you in its primordial glow. This is what it means to be part of the universe. This is what it means to belong. You are not separate from this. You are made of the same energy, the same matter, the same fundamental substance. The light of creation is within you too, glowing in every cell, and now that light is dimming, settling, preparing to rest. Your thoughts have become so faint now, so quiet, that you barely notice them anymore. They are like the most distant galaxies, so far away that their light is stretched into invisibility, redshifted beyond perception. You cannot see them, cannot hear them, cannot feel them. They exist somewhere, probably, but they are beyond the horizon of your awareness, beyond the edge of what you can attend to. And in their absence, there is only peace, only silence, only the gentle hum of existence itself, so quiet it might as well be silence. The void is not frightening. It never was. That was just a story, just a misunderstanding. The void is peaceful. The void is restful. The void is where everything comes from and where everything returns. It is the ground of being, the canvas on which reality is painted, the silence between notes that gives music its meaning. You are settling into the void now, becoming one with it, remembering that you were never separate from it. The boundaries you thought existed were illusions. There is only this, only the vast peaceful darkness, only the eternal now that has no before and no after. Your body has disappeared. Or perhaps it's still there, but you've forgotten about it, forgotten to maintain the constant vigilance that usually tracks its position and condition. It doesn't matter. With or without your attention, the body knows what to do. It is already dreaming its cellular dreams, already moving into the repair and restoration that happens during sleep. The consciousness that reads these words is becoming optional now, flickering like a candle in its final moments before going out. And going out is not dying, but simply transforming, simply changing form, simply becoming something else. A neutron star spins in the distance, its surface perfectly smooth, gravity so strong that nothing can rise above the horizon, no mountains, no valleys, just perfect flatness. You are becoming smooth like this, all the rough edges of the day being compressed away, all the irregularities being flattened into peace. The gravitational field of sleep is so strong now that nothing can escape it. You are being pulled in, pulled down, pulled into the deep well of unconsciousness, and there is no resisting it, no fighting it. The pull is gentle but irresistible, and you are ready to surrender to it, ready to let it take you wherever it needs to take you. Time dilates near massive objects. Einstein taught us this. The stronger the gravity, the slower time moves. As you fall deeper into sleep, time is slowing down, stretching out, becoming meaningless. The night ahead is both infinite and instantaneous. It will last forever and be over in a moment. Both are true. Neither matters. You are beyond time now, outside it, in a place where clocks don't tick and schedules don't exist, and nothing is ever late or early because there is no time to be late or early in. The cosmic web stretches across the universe, filaments of dark matter connecting galaxies like neurons in a vast brain, and you are one thought in that brain, one small spark of awareness flickering now, dimming now, about to go dark but never truly disappearing, just changing form, just becoming part of the larger pattern, the larger consciousness that contains all consciousness. You are safe in this web, held by it, supported by it, connected to everything that has ever been aware, everything that has ever thought or felt or wondered at the stars. Your breathing is automatic now, so automatic that you've forgotten about it entirely. It happens in the background, like the expansion of the universe, like the decay of radioactive isotopes, like all the processes that continue whether consciousness observes them or not. In and out, slower now, deeper now, the rhythm of sleep, the rhythm of dreams, the rhythm of restoration. Each breath is a wave washing over you, leaving you cleaner, softer, more at peace than the breath before. The stars are going out one by one, or perhaps you are just forgetting to see them, forgetting to hold them in awareness. The sky of your imagination is going dark, the lights being extinguished as consciousness withdraws, pulling back into the deep interior, into the cave of dreams, into the underground river that flows beneath waking life. You are descending into that cave now, into that river, into the cool darkness that has always been there, waiting to receive you, waiting to carry you through the night. A planetary nebula glows in the distance, the shed outer layers of a dying star, expanding outward in a perfect sphere, and in the center, the white dwarf core, all that remains, hot and dense and slowly cooling over billions of years. This is what remains when everything else is stripped away. The core, the essence, the fundamental self that needs nothing, wants nothing, has nothing to prove or protect or maintain. You are finding that core now, that essential self that exists beneath all the roles and responsibilities and worries. It is still here. It has always been here. And it is at peace. The universe is winding down, entropy increasing, all energy gradually spreading out evenly across all of space until someday, trillions of years from now, everything will be the same temperature, the same density, the same eternal equilibrium. Heat death, physicists call it, but it is not death. It is peace. It is the end of all struggle, all imbalance, all tension. You are arriving at your own small heat death now, your own equilibrium, where all the energies of the day have been distributed evenly, where nothing is too hot or too cold, too active or too passive. Everything is balanced. Everything is even. Everything is at rest. Your mind is producing fewer and fewer thoughts, and the spaces between thoughts are getting longer, stretching out like the space between galaxies, expanding, growing, until thought itself becomes just an occasional visitor in a vast ocean of silence. And the silence is not empty. It is full. It is rich. It is alive with potential, with possibility, with the same creative void that existed before the Big Bang, before anything manifested, before the first light shone. You are in that void now, that fertile darkness, that pregnant emptiness from which everything emerges. The moon pulls the tides. The earth pulls the moon. The sun pulls the earth. Everything pulls on everything else in an infinite web of gravitational connection, and you are part of that web, pulling and being pulled, never alone, never isolated, always connected to everything. Sleep is pulling you now, and you are pulling sleep, and soon you will meet in that perfect balance point, that place where the forces are equal and you can finally stop trying, stop resisting, stop being anything other than what you are in this moment. A tired person, ready to rest, ready to let go, ready to sleep. The darkness is complete now. The stars have all faded, or you have faded, or both. There is no difference anymore between inner and outer, between you and space, between consciousness and void. Everything is merging, blending, becoming one. And that one is becoming none. And none is becoming everything. And you are floating now, suspended in the vast quietness of space, where time moves differently, where the urgency of thoughts begins to slow like distant planets in their ancient orbits. There is no hurry here. There has never been any hurry here,